Yeah.
कोई definition ही है mostly. Definition के basis पे unconscious and
Mind has so much stored, that it does not even know how much is stored. There are two portions to the storage. There are two parts of this go down. One part where you know that I have something stored. The other part where you have it stored but have forgotten that it is stored. Now what is happening? This is like a place where you keep all your stuff. You brought some vegetables. Brought lots of vegetables. You are like the mind, accumulative. Always in a hurry to accumulate. Afraid that there might be a famine. There might be a curfew. I'll not get vegetables. That's what the mind is always thinking. Hoard, store. So you keep on bringing vegetables even when no vegetables are needed. Your house is full of vegetables. And because the fridge and the other places can hold only so much of vegetable, you keep your vegetables at very unseemly places. Under the bed, in the dicky of the car. Wherever you can find space, you put vegetables. You are always storing vegetables. Now so much is there that some of it is remembered. Some of it is
forgotten.
Now what will happen to that which is forgotten?
They start rotting away.
They start rotting. Now the house is stinking. But you don't even know why it is stinking. That is subconscious. It is stinking because you kept something in it and forgot. And that may not have happened over the last 30 years of existence. Your parents may have kept something and now it has been given to you through their genes. Maybe it happened 1000 years back and just the flow of DNA has brought it to you. But surely somebody forgot. And because the mind of mankind is one, because the mind of the universe is one, and because there can be only one mind, it has come to you just as it comes to everybody else. And now your life is stinking and you don't even know why. That is the subconscious. That is the subconscious. Now how do you find out why the house is smelling so bad? What is the house? This. How do you find out why it is always smelling? I have not done anything, yet it is smelling.
By that restlessness, it's causing that.
Yes. When it stinks, you don't run away from the house. You don't just take up an artificial deodorant and spray it all around. Now the smell is gone for some time and I don't have to. And you don't start making an argument that though there is not stink, there is rose flower smell. Right? You don't start doing all these things. Basic honesty is needed. Yes, it is stinking. And let me go close to it. Let me go close to it. I'll not run away from it. I'll go close to it. When you go close to the stink, where do you reach?
Where it smells.
The source of the stink. The vegetable from where the stink is arising. And when you come to the source, what you can do?
Then we can clean it.
Then you can clean it. That is the unconscious. The unconscious can never be seen directly, but its effects can be experienced in life. But its effects can be experienced in life. You cannot see, so it's quite puzzling. You cannot see, but the effects are there. You are unnecessarily afraid. You ask yourself, but why am I afraid? And you don't find any reason. People are afraid of lizards. No, lizards have done nothing to you. You are 35-year-old and you can't remember whether any lizard ever harmed you, yet you are afraid of lizards. There is a reason. Lizards represent reptiles. And when you were a monkey sitting upon a tree, there was this large python who again was upon that tree. And you were a bird once and the snake came and ate away your eggs. Now you are afraid of the lizard since that time. It's not today that reptiles are scaring you. You would always be scared of reptiles. Are you getting it? You would always, because it's coming from there. It's there in the genetic material itself. So you have to go close to it and you say, you see, I'm no more laying eggs. And you are no more a python. Look at my size and look at your size. Put the lizard in front of you on a table and talk to it. That boss, look at yourself and look at me. And now is it befitting that I am afraid of you? You should be afraid of me. Talk to the lizard and slowly you will find that the fear will be gone. You are no more a pigeon and she is no more a python. So why should you be afraid? That's the way to...
So confronting that situation is one way to let go of the fear. But we are so fearful that
You don't want to confront
we
it.
can't.
There you need faith. There you need faith. There you need faith that even if I confront it, nothing can go wrong. Let me confront it, nothing can go wrong.
So this is called desensitization. Is it desensitization?
It is called faith. Simple.
Faith on what? Like
On nothing. You have trust on something, you have faith on nothing. Trust always has an object to trust. Faith has no object. That is why trust can be broken, faith cannot be broken. That object can deceive you, faith is objectless, so you cannot be deceived. So difficult, right? Like hanging without a rope. No object to hang to, still hanging.
Never deceive you.
That's what faith is. You see, if you are hanging by a rope, the rope can be broken. But if you are hanging without a rope, there is no fear. Nothing can be broken. That is faith. That is faith. Nobody to be. I don't have faith on anybody. I'm just faithful.
sir, when you said about the students and the teacher, class के teacher, how the students connect to you, to their faith. So you need faith just like that, because तब मुझे ये लगा था कि teacher पे faith की बात कर रही है, मतलब
That faith finds expression. It is like individuality. It finds expression. It finds an expression. It sees the moment and it expresses itself. And faith is again like individuality, nothing that you can arouse in them. Faith, like individuality and like core, is there. I'm asking you, are you the agent who can calm their minds down and let faith be expressed? I'm not asking you to become centers of faith. I'm not asking you that the students should have faith upon you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking you that the students should have faith on you. I'm asking, is your presence of the quality that will bring their minds to faith? Does your presence have that quality? That's what I'm asking.